Bloomberg recently said something that is making waves in the business world. They think that the value of XRP will go through the roof and could even go over $60,000. 0 cents. A Bloomberg expert made this bold claim. They said that XRP is like Bitcoin for banks. These rumors have been backed up by Bloomberg's business news experts. This isn't just a guess, and this is based on information from a reliable source. The talk about XRP's possible value rise to an amazing $60,000, 0 cents, is starting to take off. This happens right after Ripple said in public that they want XRP to become the cryptocurrency of choice for banks, similar to what Bitcoin is for the rest of the market. These aren't just reports or casual points of view. An assistant to Bloomberg has admitted to them in public on live TV. Ripple's new relationship with the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, ISDA, is also a good sign. It is their plan to use the XRP ledger to handle deals worth a huge $1.00, $2 quadrillion. To handle such large amounts, this could mean that the starting price of XRP needs to be around $10,000, 0 cents. We're going to talk in depth about all of these changes in today's show. Hello, HelpCoin family. We're your go-to place for all things XRP. Before we go, please do me a favor and hit like button, subscribe, and notifications to become a part of our group. Also, once we reach 8,000 followers, we'll be giving away a huge amount of XRP. There are only 3 easy steps you need to take to put in your bid. So make sure you do all of that. Put the word HelpCoin in the comments to make sure you get a spot. Today's movie is all about the fuss that Bloomberg made when they said that XRP could reach an amazing $60,000, 0 cents in a very short amount of time. First, we're going to talk about the revolutionary idea that Ripple is making big relationships in the financial and institutional worlds. We talked about the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, ESDA, and Ripple's big plan to handle more than $1, 0 cents. 2 earlier in the video, $440, 0 cents quadrillion. But that's only the tip of the iceberg because we've mostly been looking at what's happening in North America and Europe. Although Ripple has an impact on many more places than just these 8, let's not forget about countries like Africa, where Ripple is making big steps forward. Together with OnFric, Ripple wants to change the way cross-header payments are made in Africa. And the scope of this project is not limited to Africa. Deals between Africa and a number of other important areas will be easier because of it. Think of Ripple's platform makes it easy to send money across borders. This includes sending money between Gulf Cooperation Council countries, the UK, and Australia. This level of global financial integration has never been seen before, and in today's action-packed movie, we'll talk about all of these exciting changes. Let's learn more about this interesting subject. Bloomberg, a big source of financial news, has talked a lot about how Bitcoin and especially XRP could do better than Bitcoin. This story has been told before. It comes up again and again, especially when they talk about the XRP is worth $60,000, 0 cents right now. Some people might think this is new information, but it's not. We've seen this kind of guessing before. As an interesting example, Bard AI has confirmed that Forbes, another major financial news outlet, once ran a story with the title, "The New Bitcoin is XRP," and it's headed to $59,472, 0 cents. It's interesting that this story was taken down minutes after it was published. This is real information, not just idle chatter. This is supported by several AI systems such as Chat, GPT, and People. The alignment in these stories is especially interesting. Both the Bloomberg analysis and the now deleted Forbes piece show that XRP is going in the same direction, which means it could not only compete with Bitcoin, but also possibly beat it. This is important, especially since Bitcoin's all-time high was around $60,000, 0 cents. When these well-known financial sources agree on something, it makes the debate about XRP's future value more interesting. It's important to look into the reasons behind these big statements. Why do well-known finance sites like Urban Forbes, though only briefly in Forbes' case, predicting such a huge rise for XRP? This is more than just a guess. It shows that people are becoming more sure about the digital currency market and XRP's possible role in it. The important thing is to know where XRP fits in the world of digital currencies. Bitcoin is often thought of as a digital gold or a store of value. XRP, on the other hand, is making a name for itself as a way to make cross-border transactions easier. Its relationships and technological advances are all aimed at making global transactions possible as faster, cheaper, and better. This is especially important in the world we live in now, where trade and banking between countries are very important. Ripple's blockchain technology is also at the heart of XRP. It is intended to be scalable and fast, which fixes some of Bitcoin's problems. Because of this, XRP is a good choice for both individual investors and banks that want to make their processes run more smoothly. So when people say that XRP will hit or go over 60,000 or 0 cents, they're not just making assumptions. It shows what the possible effects might be, and XRP could add value to the world's banking system. It means seeing XRP as more than just another coin. It means seeing it as a tool that can change the way money is handled. As digital currencies continue to change, it's clear that XRP is one of the most important ones to keep an eye on. When you combine the lessons from Bloomberg and Forbes with Ripple's technological progress and strategic partnerships, you get a picture of a bright future for XRP. It's important to stress the pattern we're seeing in financial news, especially in the case of the Forbes story about XRP that was checked by Bard AI. This article was written for a short time, was quickly taken back. This is not a one-time thing. There's a pattern where financial news sites with close ties to industry leaders write groundbreaking pieces about cryptocurrencies like XRP, but then quickly take them down. It makes you wonder why these quick deletions happen and why there's silence afterward. This trend isn't just happening at Forbes. The advisor to Bloomberg's comment about XRP is similar to what we saw before. Even though it was shown in check, it's almost as if there is a concerted effort to hide or play down this knowledge. Reports and papers that talk about XRP are being hidden from the public, which is part of a pattern of suppression and secrecy. It's hard not to wonder what's going on behind the scenes. What's the deal with not wanting these XRP talks to stay in the public eye? What BlackRock did when they filed for the iShare XRP Trust ETF is a great example of this. It wasn't given the attention it earned, but this was a big move. The fact that a big bank is taking steps to support XRP should be big news, but this pattern of removal and silence is making it less important. This habit of deleting and keeping quiet makes things more confusing than it clarifies. What do these acts mean for the world? Why is there such a push to keep people from learning about these big changes in the world of cryptocurrencies, especially with XRP? There have been multiple confirmations that BlackRock is involved with XRP, but these stories were quickly shot down. It's an interesting turn of events as not true. This is true, even though reliable sources, such as the news website for the Delaware state government, made it clear that an XRP ETF trust company was filed by a BlackRock advisor. It was easy for everyone to see the proof. Soon after, though, these reports were taken back. Think about this. Eric Blinch, a Bloomberg expert, first tweeted that BlackRock's move to register ISR's XRP trust was legal. This was an important recognition, but